Hi kids. This video is a brief video on how to use the KNEX motor. Okay, some of you are already familiar with it, some of you aren't. But this video gives you kind of the basics on how to set up and use this motor for a lot of the projects we do in our classroom. Okay, you'll notice that it comes with an on-off switch right here. It's a forward and reverse switch, and whether it going forward or backwards depends on how you orient the motor. Your batteries go in here. You'll probably never have to worry about that. And you'll notice that it has these four little prongs right here. You have to be real careful with those so that they don't break off, because if they break off, then the motor's pretty much useless. Okay? So anyways, these prongs, let me show you basically what those are used for, and then we'll go into the basics of the motor. Those prongs allow you to put a white connector on the motor, like that, okay? And you have them on both sides. You have them on both sides, and you would snap them on like so. And now once those are on there, you can then attach parts to your motor, okay? And you can only do end connections. Okay, you can't do anything like this, but you can build out from there any direction you want, okay? Now, your axle or your power takeoff rod goes right through here, and you push it through, takes a little bit of pressure, and it slides right in like this. Now, right away you notice that your axle, your power axle, or your power takeoff is sliding, okay? So what I like to do is tell kids that you always want this to be centered and symmetrical. And in order to hold it in place, you're going to have to use a dark gray connector. And you just simply snap your dark gray connector on like that when it's out there, slide it down, and it keeps your rod from going further in that direction. Now, to keep it from going this way, you'd want to snap a gray connector on out here, slide it down, and then you can center your red rod any way you want. Okay, and if you just hold the grays like this, you can then pull your red rod to the position you want it. You can push it all the way out like that, all the way like that, and it holds it in place, okay? I always, like I said, if you're building a car or something, usually you're going to want this red rod centered, okay? Now, when you're putting a wheel on it, you're going to need a little tan lock. This little tan peg here goes on the back of each wheel. There's a little peg, a little hole for that peg, and that little peg goes right in there like that, okay? But before you put it into the wheel, you have to put it on your axle, okay? Now, these little guys get away real easy, so you got to be careful with them. All right, you snap it on like that, okay? And then you can put your wheel, and you make sure that this little circle is aligned with that tan lock. Slide it on like that, and your wheel is in place, okay? Now, you want to keep your wheel from falling off, so you're going to need another connector on the outside. And in this case, there's room for you to do a side snap like this. Okay, you get a side snap like that, or you can do an end snap like that. Okay, this makes your car wider, of course, and it can get hung up on things. But if you only have a limited space, that's one way you can connect it, all right? So again, nice little side snap, push it through, and you can adjust it however you want. Again, if you don't put this little tan lock on there, your wheel will be on a free axle and it will spin free. So you'll see the difference when I turn the motor on. Okay, now they both look like they're spinning, but when I touch this one, it keeps spinning. When I touch this one, it stops spinning. Okay, and that's because this one has a tan lock inside, and this one does not have a tan lock. Okay, so anyways, I'll shut the motor off, and I will put my tan lock on here, like so. Put my wheel on there, align the hole like so, and again, I'm always adjusting, always adjusting. Take my dark gray, connect it on like that, and then I pull everything tight and out to the ends, secure in the center. Now you'll see that I took my dark gray connector off the center there. I'm going to put it back on there, and there you go. There's your motor hooked up, okay? Very important that you have those tan connectors there, all right? Now, when you take it off, take your axle apart or your motor apart, I take those off, take my wheels off. Pull everything out that way, take that off, take your wheel off. Now you have these tan locks and stuff on there, okay? So I tell kids to pull everything out and then put your finger on there, cover it, and push it off, okay?